Hey, how's it going, guys? So we're back with another Star Wars video. If you're new channel, welcome. This one is called The Most Powerful Beings in All of Star Wars, and it is by Red 5, so shout out and credit goes to Red 5 for the video. And as for when it comes to the most powerful beings in all of Star Wars, I don't know if he's talking about canon or if he's talking about like Legends or Old Republic, but we'll just see like who he talks about. But so far, I say the most powerful beings in all of Star Wars I can think of are like maybe Mother Talzin in because I'm like she's pretty powerful. The Nightsisters, Darth Vader. I mean, those are just off the top of my head, but let's just see who she. I mean, not who she. God. So I was thinking about Mother Talzin. Let's see who Red 5 brings up. So without anything else, let's just jump right into it.
In the vast expanse of the Star Wars galaxy, there are beings so ancient and powerful that they shape the very nature of the Force itself, existing on the edges of myth and legend.
The father, daughter, and son.
The most powerful of beings in Star Wars are Jedi, like the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker, the Legends version of his son, Luke.
Legends version of Luke Skywalker, he is OP. And also on top of that, maybe Starkiller, because Starkiller is literally so powerful. I mean, I don't think anyone can stand a chance against him.
Grandmaster Yoda, or Sith such as Darth Sidious, the ancient Emperor Vitiate, or the planet-eating Darth Nihilus. But today we're going beyond these simple mortal Force users. These are the most powerful beings in all of Star Wars.
Oh, so not
Mortis
Sith or Jedi.
gods, or the Ones, are some of the most enigmatic entities ever introduced in Star Wars, being so closely tied to the Force that they exist in a realm entirely separate from the rest of the galaxy. Known as the Father, the Son, and the Daughter, each member of this triad represents a fundamental aspect of the Force itself. But who or what are the Mortis gods, and what makes them so powerful? First encountered by Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars, the Ones inhabit the surreal and mystical realm known as Mortis. This realm defies time and space, bending reality around the will of the mysterious family that inhabits it. For the Mortis gods, this domain serves as both their home and prison, a place where they maintain the balance of the Force itself. Each member of the Mortis family represents a different side of the Force. The daughter...
But the fact that Anakin Skywalker was able to tame both the son and the daughter at the same time shows you how powerful he is as well.
Is a manifestation of the light side, embodying compassion, peace, and selflessness. The son, in contrast, represents the dark side, marked by anger, hatred, and a lust for power. Standing between them is the Father, a being of immense wisdom who maintains balance between his two children. The Father's role is unique. He keeps the son's darkness in check while tempering the daughter's light, preserving a fragile equilibrium. Their powers are beyond what any Jedi or Sith could ever hope to achieve. The daughter and the son can transform into gigantic, powerful creatures, manipulating the Force on a cosmic scale. They can even manipulate life and death itself. In one of the most memorable moments on Mortis, the daughter sacrifices her own life to save Ahsoka from a fatal injury, demonstrating a level of power and control over the Force that transcends a mere mortal's understanding. But even these godlike beings are not invincible. The Dagger of Mortis, an ancient weapon linked to their realm, is the only known object capable of killing them. When wielded, it holds the power to end the lives of these beings, revealing that even the Mortis gods have vulnerabilities. It's the Father who recognizes Anakin as the Chosen One, believing that he alone has the power to succeed him as the keeper of balance between his children. However, Anakin ultimately rejects this role, leaving the future of the Mortis realm and the balance of the Force itself uncertain. But what's perhaps most intriguing about the Mortis gods is how little we know about them. Are they truly gods, ancient beings who have always existed, or are they avatars of the Force itself, bound to Mortis as guardians of its cosmic balance. Their true origin remains one of Star Wars' greatest mysteries, leaving fans to wonder about their role in the galaxy's destiny. But it seems we could learn more in the coming years, as during the
in
Ahsoka
Ahsoka.
series finale, Baylan Skoll encountered statues of the Mortis gods on Peridia, raising even more questions. What is their connection to this ancient world and new galaxy?
Whether you're working on big projects or exploring a galaxy
been a while since
far,
I've
far
seen those
away,
videos.
staying comfortable and healthy while
it's a
at your
sponsor.
queue after those long
Of the most powerful entities in the Star Wars galaxy, but they aren't the only ancient beings with ties to the Force. In fact, some legends suggest they may not even be the first. Before the Mortis gods, there were their ancestors, the Celestials, a mysterious race often spoken of in myth as the
I don't know the
original
Celestials.
architects of the galaxy. Far older than any known civilization, the Celestials are a species about whom little is known, yet their influence is felt everywhere. Described as beings of vast godlike power, the Celestials are thought to have shaped entire star systems, wielding abilities that would be incomprehensible to mortals. Though the Celestials left little trace of their existence, remnants of their creations have endured. Ancient superstructures and advanced artifacts point to the technology and power they once wielded. They are said to be responsible for constructing some of the galaxy's most mysterious and dangerous superweapons, such as Centerpoint Station, a massive
Centerpoint
device
Station,
capable
yeah.
of shifting entire stars and planets. If the Celestials were the galaxy's ancient architects, Abeloth was its ultimate nightmare. Known as the
Abeloth.
bringer of chaos, Abeloth
I remember
is one
her.
of the most terrifying beings to ever emerge in the Star Wars universe. According to legend, the Celestials created superweapons like Centerpoint Station not just to shape the galaxy, but to contain a darker power, Abeloth herself. They used Centerpoint to construct a black hole cluster called the Maw in order to contain her. Abeloth's origins are rooted in mystery, though it's said she was once a mere mortal woman and a servant of the Ones, drawn to their immense power and knowledge. Eventually, she became the Mother, helping to keep the balance between the son and daughter as part of the family. However, she grew old while the father and their children did not, and she feared she would lose her precious family.
So when I first learned about Abeloth, the Mortis gods came up quite a bit, and I guess it sounded like she was pretty much she aged because she was not like immortal or anything like the Mortis gods. But also on top of that, I learned that in Legends, Luke Skywalker is the one that killed her. Also, based on what I saw on like in the episodes of the Mortis arc in the Clone Wars, when it came to like the father, he was able to like keep the children in check, both the dark side and the light side. And Anakin was the only one who was able to tame both the son and the daughter. I always thought about like a alternate, like what if Anakin actually did accept and just stayed there and replaced the father? Then I wonder what it would have been like. Then there will be no Darth Vader. Then maybe the Jedi Order will still be alive. The Clone Wars will still go, but maybe Palpatine will still hatch like another scheme of destroying the Jedi. That's what I always thought, but it was always a cool idea in my head.
Her desire for immortality led her to defy the natural order, and she made a fateful choice to drink from the font of power and bathe in the pool of knowledge. Two
I remember
forbidden
that.
artifacts tied to the Force. This act corrupted her, twisting her mind and body until she became something monstrous, a being of chaos with an insatiable hunger for control. The Mother was now a twisted, immortal entity known as Abeloth. Fearing her power, the Ones confined Abeloth within a cosmic prison, using Centerpoint Station and other devices as barriers to contain her darkness. Every time she escaped, the cycle repeated and the Ones would contain her, that is, until their deaths. Unintentionally released after Centerpoint Station's destruction, Abeloth was finally defeated when Jedi Grandmaster Luke Skywalker and
There it
Darth
is.
Krayt
Yep.
destroyed her essence. though Luke believed she could one day return and sought to find the Mortis dagger in case this happened. Unlike the Mortis gods, who embody the balance of light and dark, Abeloth represents raw, unbridled chaos. Her power was unmatched by any Jedi or Sith, allowing her to warp reality, twist the minds of her victims, and take on spectral, nightmarish forms. She remains one of
really
Star Wars'
terrifying.
most haunting figures, a dark legend lurking on the fringes of the Force. In a galaxy defined by the constant struggle between light and dark, Bendu stands
smile
as a
always
unique
gets
and
me.
mysterious entity.
Ah,
a
the
being who
Bendu.
exists in neither the light nor the dark,
From
but
Rebels.
somewhere in between. Known simply as the one in the middle, Bendu represents a concept of balance unlike any other character in Star Wars. First introduced in Star Wars Rebels, Bendu lives on the remote planet of Abeloth, appearing as a massive, almost ancient creature with immense power. His connection to the Force is profound, yet he does not conform to the ideologies of the Jedi nor the Sith. When Kanan Jarrus and Ezra Bridger encounter him, they are struck by his wisdom, as well as his reluctance to take sides. Bendu embodies the philosophy that true balance lies beyond the struggle, outside
he said,
of
"I'm the
conflict
one in the middle."
altogether. One of the most fascinating aspects of Bendu is his perspective on the Force. While Jedi and Sith see the Force as something to serve or dominate, Bendu perceives it as a natural energy that should not be controlled. He is critical of both light and dark, viewing their endless conflict as a limitation rather than a path to true understanding. But Bendu is not without power. In times of need, he can summon devastating storms and bend nature itself, using the Force in ways that seem impossible for mortals. When threatened by Thrawn and the Empire, Bendu reveals his true strength, becoming a force of nature and demonstrating a level of control that feels almost elemental. His final act on Abeloth is a reminder of his neutrality, vanishing before Thrawn, only after warning him of his later demise during the Battle of Lothal. It's the only time we see the brilliant Chiss strategist show any signs of fear. Despite his imposing appearance, Bendu presented himself as a gentle, wise, and patient teacher who believed that other Force-sensitive beings needed to learn to overcome their fears and imbalances through personal trials. Among the ancient
So I always thought like after that moment with between him and Thrawn and he like disappears, I've always wondered like if we will ever see him again, if he's still on the planet Atalon or if he's able to somehow travel to like other worlds and inhabit there or something like that. But I mean, in my opinion, Bendu was actually a pretty cool character. Like I really liked his voice, his wisdom, how he speaks, and how he's teaching Kanan and Ezra about the Sith holocrons and just like knowledge and or like teaching them as well, and also the fact that he was able to conjure up that lightning storm against the Empire. So I really like that. But it'll be really cool to see him again in sometime in the future. The priestess. Now I do remember them just a little bit from that Clone Wars episode with Yoda, but I don't know. I didn't really get into that arc where with Yoda's journey. So the only thing I really remember from his arc was him meeting Darth Bane, but that was pretty much it.
beings connected to the Force priestesses are some of the most mysterious and otherworldly. Unlike other entities who wielded the Force as a tool or weapon, the priestesses embody the Force itself in its purest, most transcendent form. These beings reside in the wellspring of life, a hidden realm deep within the galaxy where the very essence of the Force originates. First encountered by Master Yoda in the Clone Wars, the Forced priestesses appear as 5 distinct aspects of one being: serenity, joy, anger, confusion, and sadness. Each of these faces represents a different emotion or state of mind, symbolizing the inner journey required to fully understand and transcend the limitations of the physical world.
That explains
They serve
expressions.
as both guides and gatekeepers, challenging those who seek their wisdom to confront the deepest truths of their own spirit. The Force priestesses are unique among Force beings in that they exist beyond the traditional ideas of light and dark. Their purpose is not to intervene in galactic events or the conflict between Jedi and Sith, but rather to act as stewards of knowledge and guides toward a greater understanding of life, death, and the Force itself. When Yoda seeks them out, he is brought to the edge of his understanding, forced to confront his fears, attachments, and even show his own mortality. Through a series of intense trials, the priestesses show Yoda that there is more to the Force than what the Jedi had long believed. They introduce him to the possibility of becoming one with the Force after death, a power previously thought impossible. This knowledge later passed on to Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and eventually Luke Skywalker, allows certain Jedi to manifest as Force spirits, transcending physical death and joining the cosmic force. What makes the priestesses truly unique is their role as the ultimate bridge between life and death. Among the galaxy's most dangerous beings, Gethzerion, the founder and leader of the Nightsisters on Dathomir, stands out as one who instilled fear even in Emperor Palpatine
I don't know who that
himself.
is.
Known for her mastery of dark magic, Gethzerion wielded a twisted version of the Force through rituals, spells, and incarnations unique to the Nightsisters. Her powers allowed her to manipulate minds, control the dead, and unleash devastating energy, all without adhering to Jedi or Sith traditions. Gethzerion sought to escape Dathomir and spread her influence across the galaxy. Her power, however, drew the attention of Emperor Palpatine, who quickly recognized the threat she posed. Palpatine, who prided himself on being the galaxy's foremost master of the dark side, viewed her magic as something even he couldn't fully control. Fearing her unpredictable power, Palpatine went to drastic measures. He imposed a blockade around Dathomir, effectively imprisoning Gethzerion and her Nightsisters on the planet. To him, Gethzerion's magic was an abomination.
I mean, if you're strong enough to the point that you drew Palpatine's attention, and also he worries about that, and he sees you as a equal rival, then that shows how much power you can wield.
Her influence was so potent that he could not risk her escaping and destabilizing his empire. Trapped on Dathomir, Gethzerion's hatred and hunger for vengeance grew, and she ruled the Nightsisters with a terrifying authority, plotting for the day she could eventually escape and unleash her wrath on the galaxy.
So is she the leader after Mother Talzin? Because I know Mother Talzin dies in one of the comics, but I mean, the only thing I know about like what happened to the Nightsisters after that was based on the two games, Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, with Marin. There you go. Almost forgot her name. And she was like the only Nightsister we encountered on the planet.
The Bedlam Spirits are a group of mysterious godlike entities who exist outside the conventional Force spectrum. Known for their reality warping abilities, they have the power to manipulate time, space, and life itself on a whim. With a single thought, they can create or destroy, and they seem to treat the laws of the galaxy as mere playthings. The Bedlam Spirits are neither bound by the light nor the dark, existing entirely outside the realms of Jedi or Sith influence. Their motives and actions are incomprehensible, appearing as pure chaos to any who encounter them. Wotzek, on the other hand, is a powerful and unique Force demon. Described as a fiery, imposing force of nature, Wotzek possesses powers that rival the strongest darkside users. His abilities, though undefined, are said to be capable of annihilation on a massive scale, and he operates with little regard for mortal life.
Leia and Han Solo
the Bedlam Spirits and Wotzek, despite very little being known about them, represent a realm of ancient power that defies the understanding of even the most powerful Force users, standing as reminders of these greater forces far stronger and older than the galaxy itself.
Okay, so most of these powerful beings I knew, like Bendu and the Mortis gods. In my opinion, out of all the entire video, the Mortis gods is my favorite. The second favorite would be Bendu, but I wasn't really aware of the Celestials or the Bedlam Spirits. I mean, the priestesses, we saw them in the Clone Wars, but however, what's her name? Gethzerion, the leader of the Nightsisters. I didn't know who she was. So this was kind of like a 50-50 in a way. Half of them I knew, half of them I did not know. So this was really cool. If you guys have any more information about the ones that I don't know, or just any of the ones like in the video, like the Mortis gods, Bendu, Gethzerion, Bedlam spirits, please put it down in the comments below. I really would like to learn more about them. But either way, that's all I got for today, guys. So shout out and credit goes to Red5 once again for the video and for always doing an amazing job. So that's all I got for today, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that notification bell so you know when to drop another video. And also shout out to all my members, subscribers, viewers. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support, guys. I really do appreciate it. So without anything else, see you guys next time.